Okay, we're getting started to remove the pot, so we're going to drop the first elevator down onto the vice cap. Stop it there, turn the machine off. Now we're going to open our vice frame all the way. And there's a pin down there that you pull out. And you can let the vice frame all the way down. Because what we're going to do, we're going to remove the mold disc and the mold slide from the machine, because we're taking the pot out of the machine is what we're doing. So now Chris is going to get the mold disc ready to pull out. What you have, that can be done later. What you have to do is pull the puppy dog tail down.
Are we back? Yeah, we are.
And then you gotta release the arm off of this and slide it to the side and pull it all the way out.
Slide it to the side.
It slides in a little notch up here, so you gotta kind of work, there you go. And then you have to take that out, okay. Now the mold disc will slide out. Okay, that's far enough right now. Because now underneath you have a screw, and there's a long screw down there. Back under here, you have to get up underneath. There's a long screw under there that you have to remove. You see it up there? So what Chris is doing, he's getting to the long screw that works on the ejector blade under here, and you have to totally remove that screw out of the ejector blade so that we can pull the mold disc all the way out. This is a nut that you take off of the long shaft that goes through as a nut and oil courser, it looks like, that you take off to get that shaft out on most machines. What Chris is now doing is he's unscrewing the long shaft that goes in there where you adjust your ejector blades. And this goes through the ejector blade linkage and moves it up and down when you move the handle in the front up and down. So when it gets this shaft out, then the linkage itself should fall out, and that loosens everything so you can pull the mold disc all the way out. It's hard to get under there and see what's going on, so we're just explaining it, and he'll show you the pieces as they come out. The threads are kind of long on that. They're probably 3/4 to an inch long. Yep, I just heard it fall, so it's coming out. These are the two pieces we're taking out right here. This is the long screw with a lot of threads, and then the slide that goes up and down to pick out what ejector blades you need. That has to come out before you can remove the mold disc. On this, there's a safety arm right here that catches on a screw back in the back right there. And that just keeps you from pulling the mold disc out too far. So what we're going to have to do is push the mold disc in a hair and then lift this up off the screw so we can pull the mold disc all the way out and take it out of the machine. So we got to push it in a hair, get that off, and then we can either get it on the outside somewhere where it's not hanging on there, and then you can pull it all the way out and get it past that.
Okay.
Okay. So now, this can either be a one-man job or a two-man job to pull this out. What you have to do is get your hand underneath the bottom over here and hold over here, but don't let this turn and pinch your hands. So wearing gloves is a help. And Chris, being stronger than I am right now, can probably do it by himself while I video.
Untrue.
No.
Very untrue.
No. All right, so what you do is pull it straight out, and then you want to grab under here somewhere to kind of get your balance. And then the whole thing, you'll have weight when it comes out. It'll be kind of heavy. And you can set it down, but don't drop it. And then the whole slide comes out, and you can set it on the table like that. And then while this is out, this is a good time to clean everything, get all your blades clean, your molds, check the knife and everything while you're at it to get all of this taken care of. Now you have the inside of the machine. This is the frame where the mold slide goes in. You have a V channel right there and a V channel at the top that you slide them into. And that's the part that holds your mold slide. And here's your mouthpiece, which we're going to remove. That's what the process is right now. We're going to take this plate off up here first. There's 3 screws in the plate. We'll take it off where we can get to our mouthpiece and remove it. What we're doing now, we're using a jarring tool, which is just a straight piece of steel with a slot in it, to jar the screws to hopefully break the threads loose and see if they'll come out easily. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. That one seemed to be coming out. And not everybody's going to be as tool poor as Chris is. Chris has a lot of fancy tools, so he has a lot of stuff to get these out with. Most of you are just going to have a standard screwdriver and hopefully the punch that you have. I thought you loosened the outside one first.
I did, but I want to see if...
No, you're going to have to use the jarring tool.
So I definitely have to use the jarring tool.
That's what the jarring tool is made for.
Yeah.
You're going to hit it 3 or 4 times, and a lot of times it will break it loose. Sometimes it does not. Sometimes you have to go to more extreme measures like a drill or tap and that sort of stuff. But hopefully we can get through it with that just a jarring tool. And that's what we're working to find out now. In most machines, you could buy a jarring tool from Linotype or Linotype would have a jarring tool you could get, or Ludlow had their own jarring tool that fit their screws. I think this particular jarring tool we have here is a homemade one, but it might have been one that came from the manufacturer, I don't know. My process is I hit it with the jarring tool 3 or 4 times, try it, hit it again 3 or 4 times, try it. If it doesn't come out the second time, then I'll take an impact driver and I'll put in there and see if that will twist it and break it loose. So before I get to the drill and the drill bits. Chris is on try number 2 on that screw. And usually the bottom ones are the harder ones than the top ones because they have deeper threads.
I think impact is what we're gonna have to do.
Okay. You twist it towards you? You twist it towards you.
I thought we had this one.
I don't think we jarred it yet, did we? Yeah, let's try it with a little impact. We now have the mouthpiece off. 3 screws are left in there to be drilled, and we have to tap them. The rest of the screws came out fairly easy. Chris is back there cleaning the saw up, getting ready to saw out the throat, which is the next process. We want to saw the throat, make sure it's all clean in there before we turn the machine off and get the metal out of it. There might be a stud in the center. Try going to the other side of that.
It feels like more than a stud.
Does it? Okay, let's see.
Wait a minute. Okay. Do I look straight to you?
Yes, straight. Yep.
Wow, look at that, huh?
Yep.
Just like you said.
Those drill bits are the sharpest ones I've found that work really good for these.
Now, I'm not exactly on center here.
You feel it when it goes through.
Yeah. Could that be 9/16? Really? It is 9/16. How do you look that? Look bigger. Ooh. Look at that. That's special.
Mm-hmm. It is. Little conical washer.
That centers it up. Come on.
The arm has been removed from the Linotype to gain access to getting the pot off.
Now, am I going to take off
And
the
we
shaft
have
for the relay?
get that.
Ouch.
Knew it was going to happen.
What are the holes in these screws for?
There's a different type of solenoid that goes on the Mergenthaler one than goes on the Star.
Ah,
It mounts right there.
okay.
I believe the bottom screw on this is longer than the top screw. And it's got a thicker washer on it. Yes.
So the longer one came out the bottom.
Correct. It's all open now.
Can I hand this to you? Do you mind?
Okay. You might be able to just push it. Yeah, it started anyway. I don't know if that screws up enough, but I have to take that screw a little bit more. Yep, there you go. Okay. You can leave it in there for right now.
Hey. This is what I do now.
This is what I'm doing now.
Okay, where'd the screw go?
This is the Model 31 Linotype with the crucible and pot all removed. We've taken it out to rebuild the pot. The pot had some electrical issues, and we took all of this stuff out and got it where it's really cleaned up and really nice looking here at the museum. And today we're going to rebuild the pot, and tomorrow we'll hopefully get it stuck back in. These are all the pieces that have been removed from the Linotype to get the pot out. And this is what the Linotype looks like with all the pieces removed. And the pot out of it.
That's where all the fumes are going, so watch
That's
this.
okay, I want to get a shot of it. You painting. This paint, what we're doing is we're coating the inside of the crucible to encapsulate any of the old insulation that was in there. And this will help keep it from getting loose and floating around. But this encapsulates everything, and it's high temperature black spray paint is what we're using. Or you can use any high temperature paint depending on your color scheme. And then you try to push some up into the back if you can get it up in that area. And
This is
there's
the wrong tool.
It's like a Ford Chevy thing as far as if some people want it packed really, really tight. Some people want to put it in there fairly loose. They said it works better, but whatever your persuasion is, that's what you need to do.
Finally found a use for this.
Yes.
This is like, amazingly, the perfect tool to use for this.
Works good, huh? This machine was built in Italy, and when we took it apart, the pot was lined with rock wool. It had no asbestos in it at all. But we went ahead and took all the rock wool out, and we're putting in fiberglass, just new packing. And also, while we had this out, we honed out the well where the plunger goes with a 3-bladed stone. Just polished it. We tried to take no metal off of it at all, just get all the dirt out. And it actually, we had to put a different plunger in because there was so much dirt on the well that the old plunger was too loose once we cleaned everything out. So we actually put a brand new plunger and rod together to put back in this. It's got much more compression than it had before. When you push the plunger down now, you can feel the air blowing out the front where it's supposed to, on where the mouthpiece is. And it kind of stops a little bit. It gets some pressure to it. And when you pull it back out, it actually sucks air back in. You should have about 5 to 8 thousandths clearance between your plunger and the wall of your plunger well. And we noticed when we took it apart that there were big air gaps in there where there was no insulation. where it had settled over the years. So Chris is making sure it gets in there pretty tight. When we pulled the plunger out before, there was a lot of metal down around in the insulation where the pot had overflowed at some point. And so it's kind of hard to get out, but it came out. Going back in just now, it just sat right down in there like it should. There's 3 ears on it that fit in sockets on the pot. You got one right there, you got one back here, and one over on this side. They should fit down in there all the way and be flush on top when you put it back together. I think that's pretty good. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Good and solid.
Use a little more here.
I'm gonna cut that tag off. It doesn't need to be on there anymore. No. The heater's got to go there. We got a heater we have to put on top, so you don't cover that.
Is that good there, like that?
Some of them go all the way up. We'll dig it out if we need to once we get the heater put on.
A little more around here then?
That's up to you. You're the straw boss on this deal.
No, I'm not.
This is y'all's machine.
I'm not. You're the teacher.
We got enough packing. You just put all you want in there.
Oh, shit.
As long as it doesn't cover where we got to mount the other part.
Okay.
And then on the front, yep, you got that in there fairly good. We might stick a little bit down in there, but I think it's actually pretty good. I don't know if you get much back in there or not.
Yeah, sure. Let me get my... Can you hand me a rack? Oh. Yeah.
And just stick through the slot.
Now, do these have to sit down here and
No, they do not.
hit? They don't.
No,
Oh,
they ain't go anywhere through there.
Oh.
Because you got 4 more wires that's got to come out too. Got a little paint in there.
Yeah, that's probably it. I guess we should have run a tap through that first. Let's give it a whirl and see what happens. Nah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Cleaning out the threads on the pot where we painted the pot jacket. So he's cleaning out the threads on it. Because the screw didn't want to go in quite easy enough. Got paint on it, or inside the threads, I got a feeling. These threads are quarter 24 US. I'm assuming. Because the heater connections were actually 9mm on the nuts on the heaters, which is unusual, but this machine did come from Italy, so it would be metric over there. But I think the rest of these are quarter 24. Much easier.
So, So these go to 604. These go to the far right one.
Correct.
Just want to make sure.
2 on the far right, 2 on the next to the right.
Yeah.
Those are the mouthpiece heaters, and that front micro switch is what controls the voltage going to those. To the number 5 there anyway. We got new micro switches in there too. Those are probably, if that doesn't fit, they're probably 11/32, but 3/8 fits, and they have different sizes.
Probably want 2 wrenches on this. Got that 9mm?
It's in that black bag.
Some paint on this real quick, Dave. This is where the vacuum's going to come in handy.
You gonna bend up enough?
Yep.
Okay.
At this point, I'm going to take these off.
I need to get me a set of those Klein split screwdrivers. Looks like with the other 2 in, those would line up, doesn't it?
Yeah, you'd think. That doesn't look right. Come over in this.
Whoop. It's not getting a lot of that off, is it? No.
No.
Yeah, see that thick part right there? We gotta get all that off for sure.
Yeah.
So just wait for it to heat up.
Okay.
It's getting some of it. Okay. Go for it. Okay, what we have, this bar right here, there's a dot right there and a dot here on your slide. Those have to match up when you put it back together. Okay. We're disassembling the ejector assembly so we can clean all the inside pieces and make it a smooth running machine. All right, now you should just wiggle that up. It's still set on 2 pins. You might have to stick a screwdriver under it to pry it up, but there's 2 pins that hold it down. Got one right there, and then one down on the other end. Okay, now this piece will lift out. It's not super dirty inside. It's a little bit dirty, but it's not too bad. Okay, now the next thing is take these 3 screws out. That's your blower nozzle, or the air blowing that blows in onto your molds. And that piece is supposed to be mounted on there, but it's come off. So I need to pull that out.
Look at that. The screw's sheared right off.
Yep, that's normal. You got to kind of wiggle it to get it out of there because it actually curls up a little bit. So if you can twist it or maybe take a screwdriver and knock it over that way a little bit, it should come out. There you go. All right, now you got these 3 screws and these 3 screws. And these are, you need a thinner screwdriver sometimes to get in there to that, but and watch them as they come out because some of them are longer than the others. These are down here, I think, are going to be longer than these on this side.
I hear a truck.
Yep, I heard one too.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes they won't come out. You just take them out with the plate because they hit on that disc. That's the long one.
I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Those last 2 were the same size.
Okay. These on this side will be shorter.
Let's try the top one. Yeah, sure.
That should be a shorter screw and that one should be shorter.
So the long ones are here.
Correct.
Everything else is
See,
short.
these go right into that plate right there. Those go all the way down to this plate. And now you stick a screwdriver right under this and kind of lift up on it a little bit. And then you can pull back on it and pull it out.
Should that be loose like this?
Yeah, it's all right. You're okay.
I don't like it. I don't want to put any force here.
No, put it under that and press up. Try it up. No. Under the rod.
Under the rod, you sure?
You're okay.
All right.
There it comes. All right, now you can get one underneath it. It's real gummy in there. It acts like it hadn't been apart. I think this one just hadn't had much use to it. It's real gummy in there. You can spray a little WD-40 down through there if you want to, because it's probably just some kind of preservative or something that was on it. I don't think that's ever been apart. Got your little hammer, maybe tap it back down and then lift up again. See if it gets some WD down in it. All right, that'll be good. Now, yeah, this side popped up. Okay. So now you should be able to put it under the rod. There you go. There you go. Yeah, it's just real sticky.
Should all these fall down, or should I just let them?
That's fine. Let them go. As Reba McEntire's said, just let it go. That's what we're getting it out for, is to get to those. There we go.
Oh, that was a long one too.
Yeah, those 3 on that side are long.
Okay, so all 3 on that side are long.
Correct. These little pieces help keep air from blowing up on the molds and the mouthpiece. I'm sorry, the mouthpiece. All right, now we want to take all those out. Notice all of them are the same except for this very bottom one, and it's double width of all the others. It's a 4M. The rest of them are all 2M. And it'll only fit on there one way. You can lift these up or lift those up, either one. And it'll come out. And stick a lift up on, yeah, that one. Right here. You stick it in there and kind of pull up on that, and then grab that and then pull it off. There you go. Because those are all coming out too.
Okay, so all these come out.
All those come out as well.
Let's get our other. No,
That's
not a good idea.
You can lay them in that, and I'm soaked.
Yeah, we will. I want to rejuvenate that stuff. Oh, that's what we should have gotten.
More mineral spirits.
Yep. Oh well.
That's all right.
Oh well.
Now some of them are sticky. They're really snug. They shouldn't be that snug. They should be slide up down there freely and easily. Right back where you got it.
Too much.
And they're all the same. Those are no different than any of them. Or shouldn't be, let's put it that way.
Oh, we left one in there.
There you go. Now, what we want to look at in here for sure.
We got one more to take.
Okay.
Okay.
One of the things we're looking at is right up here in the very ends. A lot of time right there, here and here, it's got some metal in there. And it's got metal here, some of them. You want to get all that metal out, and we'll show you a different way to do that in a minute. But all that metal needs to come out so that the ejectors can go as far forward as they can go. There's a plate out there that they're supposed to hit, but some of them will back up with dirt, and they'll back up a good 1/4 inch in there, and the ejectors won't eject all the way. So sometimes you have to do this just to clean it all out so your ejectors will work properly. But there's dirt in all of those, so we'll show you a different way to get that out. Other than that, the rest of this is just a small wire brush, some mineral spirits, whatever you got that you can clean it out with, and rub a rag down through there. You want the ejector levers to slide as freely and easily as they can slide, and these were sticky, so they haven't been taken off in quite a while. We have removed the mold from the machine, and this is the plate up here that I was telling you about. You have to remove the 3 tiny screws on this plate and wiggle it out, and that's how you can get up into the very end and clean the metal out that's up in the very end of where the ejectors go. Okay, hold on, I got some idiot calling. Yeah, you have to tap it. Have to move that just a little bit because it's actually, you gotta get this almost dead perfect across there. Get that to come loose.
I hear a truck.
Yep.
So it's gonna come this way?
Yeah, it's gonna come out that way, yeah. You got it, just watch your hand. Has it got a gap at all?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's got a gap.
Okay.
But it doesn't, it's almost like it doesn't want to bend past that ridge.
Well, you gotta kind of get this pretty straight there. Okay, see if that does any better. See if you can knock it that way.
Yep. Okay, come back.
All right. Now, okay, there you go. And there's the back side of that. How dirty it is. And then you can see in the channels, there's metal in the channels. And that metal is what will retard your ejectors from coming all the way out. These right here especially, they got chunks in those right there. Cleaning the grooves out where your blades go for the ejectors. Make sure they're good and clean. They have to slide it in and out freely.
I'm gonna leave that air compressor back.
And then you continue doing this until you get all channels very clean. blades are all back in now. They've been cleaned and polished, lubricated. And what we found was on this plate, there's a spot right here that's worn really badly. And that's due to one of the ejector blades was bent. It's hit something and it got bent pretty bad. It was just digging in right here. So that blade has been straightened, and this will be okay for now, but that's something that you find when you take these apart. Some of them are probably never going to bend, but this one particularly did. So all of this has been put back together. This is the next piece to go on. It's going to be put right there to hold the blades down, and then the screws are going to be tightened, and then the other pieces will be put back together. Let's lay it down flat. Should go into flat, shouldn't it? Okay, you might have tilted a little bit right there. Yeah, because that is beveled. Yeah, there you go. We didn't need to be a lot. There you go. And you can push it up till that pin fits in. You got that pin over here, it should drop in. There you go. Now you're in good position.
Look at that, huh?
Yep. So the short one will come out. The long one just won't. It's too long. Awesome sauce.
Yeah, the short one will come out. It won't go back in. All right, I'll try helping it here. Got to shinny the screwdriver over inside the slot. This little pin with a spring?
Yes. We're replacing the back knife on the Linotype. While we have the Linotype mold disc out, it's easier to go ahead and get the knife put on there and pre-adjusted before you actually get to doing the final adjustments. What we've done, we've taken it off, we've cleaned everything here. I put a piece of 3/1000 paper under it. What I want to do is put the back knife on and then adjust these two until you can just feel tension and drag the paper in and out. So that way you know it's not touching your mold. And you want to try to get it as even as you can. So if you back this off a half a turn, back that off a half a turn, do it equally on each side. So hopefully it is already leveled. If not, you'll have to do some more adjusting, but that's the basic way you want to do it. You want to turn each one equally so you can try to keep it level. What we have to do here is we have to get this facing perfectly flat and clean. This has a lot of buildup on it from the mouthpiece being off. We have to get all of this off of it, get it cleaned well so that the mouthpiece will mate with it, and when we lock it down we don't have to use any sealant. It will seal itself. So that's our goal now.
I don't know what that is. It's almost like a...
It'll be metal. It's got metal, it could be red lead, it could be anything built up on it.
It's almost like a high spot.
Well, that's what we'll get down with the stone once we start stoning it, but Right now we just get all the crappy stuff off of it so that it doesn't load the stone up too much.
This is not straight. Did a lot of good, actually.
Mm-hmm. A lot of it off, and it's starting to get shiny up close to the top. That's what I'm saying, the vacuum might suck out what we don't.
So,
Then you want to put these two on the bottom, then you can take those three out.
okay, so those aren't snug yet. Should I
Yeah, snug them. Yeah, snug them first.
All right, snug. Snug.
What he's putting on there right now is a high temperature anti-seize, so that 5-10 years down the road when he takes these off again, they'll come off a lot easier than they did this time. We had one screw that was oversized because it broke off and we could not get the threads out, so we actually had to drill it and go 20 thousandths oversized with it, and that one right there. And Linotype does make a 20 thousandths oversized screw as well as Intertype, just for that purpose. Ludlow actually makes a screw longer than what's in there normally, is the way they handle that same situation. The normal on the Ludlow is 1/2 inch long. They make some 3/4 inch screws so that they will go deeper into the threads instead of having to make the threads bigger. Chris is now taking the initial 3 that we put in there out to put anti-seize on those. The first 3 screws you put in, you want to put in dry so that you don't get the anti-seize behind the mouthpiece, between the mouthpiece and the crucible. If you do that, you have a chance for a leak. So we put the first 3 in dry, and then the rest of them we put in with anti-seize. And then we take the first 3 out and put anti-seize on those and replace them.
Yeah, that does go all the way through.
Yeah. Yeah, Star made some like that. They made screws that the hole was all the way through the head, which is fine because it's not open to metal. And that way, if you do break one off, you have a center hole to go ahead and drill, which makes it really nice. What he's doing now is just snugging them up. He's not final tightening them. He's just snugging them up as he goes along. And now he's got 3 on each side to put in. And you just do, you can go ahead and put all 3 in one side, or you can crisscross, however you want to do it. But you always start in the center so that you can work out from your screw holes. You work out and kind of squeeze the mouthpiece out, so to say. But this is a high temperature anti-seize that's good to 1800 degrees. They also have some that's good to 2000 or higher, but This is a copper-based anti-seize that seems to work fine. And then they have some with no metal for other applications, but either one will work as long as it's a good high temperature anti-seize. And this is why this machine is so clean. Chris cleans up after himself every time. He makes sure everything is pretty. So if the machine never runs again, it's damn sure gonna look good. And as you can see, all the screws seem center in their holes, which is a good starting point. And one last screw. These screw holding screwdrivers are amazing. Makes this job very easy, so you're not trying to hold the screw and burn your fingers at the same time. Now he's going to go through and tighten them all really well. Checking all screws to make sure they're all tight. And a center out pattern. Having a really good screwdriver that fits the screw heads nicely is a big plus, because you're not messing up the screw heads on them. You need a good hollow ground screwdriver that will fit these screw heads. Okay. And there you go. They're all back on. Now it's a matter of letting it set for a minute and make sure the mouthpiece is up to temp and everything, and then we're going to put a bucket under it. I'm going to squirt some metal out of it to make sure all the holes are pushing metal and none of them are stopped up. And then we'll get the mold slide back in and do a lockup test and see how it goes. That's all for now.